Learning how to read and understand the nutrition facts labels on foods can help you make healthier choices. This video gives some simple tips and tricks that will help you use this information in your day-to-day life. Foods that are bought in the grocery store all carry nutrition or food labels. A nutrition label gives information about the nutritional elements of the food. The label is divided into several parts. Start by looking at the serving size. This number is at the top for a reason. All the nutritional information on the rest of the label applies to one serving, even if there is more than one serving in the package. Pay attention to the serving size, especially how many servings there are in the food package. Then ask yourself, how many servings am I consuming? Next, check the total calories per serving. In this sample label, one serving equals 1 cup, so you would need to multiply it using the total number of servings you'll be eating. If you ate the whole package, you would eat 2 cups. That doubles the calories and all the other nutrient numbers on the rest of the package, including the percentage of daily values as shown in the sample label. In 2 other sections, you'll find the percentage of daily value is listed. This is calculated for a moderately active woman or a fairly sedentary man who eats 2,000 calories a day. Growing teenage boys may need closer to 2,500 calories per day. Your doctor may recommend consuming less than 2,000 calories per day. Here's a tip. As a guide, 5% or less is low and 20% or more is high. You can use the nutrition facts label not only to help limit those nutrients you want to cut back on, but also to increase those nutrients you need to consume in greater amounts. There are certain nutrients that should be limited. You'll want to keep those numbers low. They're labeled here in blue. Ideally, the percentage of daily value in this section should be below 5%. Remember the tip, 5% or less is low, and 20% or more is high. There are other important nutrients. They are the nutrients listed you want to make sure you get enough of. They're labeled here in yellow. Ideally, the percentage of daily value in this section should be above 20%. Again, remember the tip, 5% or less is low, 20% or more is high. There are other nutrients you may want to increase. Most Americans don't get enough dietary fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron in their diets. Eating enough of these nutrients can improve your health and help reduce the risk of some diseases and conditions. For example, getting enough calcium may reduce the risk of osteoporosis, a condition that results in brittle bones as one ages. And eating a diet high in dietary fiber helps keep you regular. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and grain products that contain dietary fiber, particularly soluble fiber, and low in saturated fat and cholesterol is recommended. Remember the tip, 5% or less is low, and 20% or more is high. Here's a quiz question. In which section do you find the nutrients to be increased? Here or here? If you said here, you're correct. Ideally, these nutrients should be higher than 20%. The nutrition label also has a footnote. You will see this footnote on all food labels, but there will be more or less information, depending on the size. See the amounts circled in red in the footnote. These are the daily values for each nutrient listed and are based on public health experts' advice. The daily values are recommended levels of intakes. Daily values in the footnote are based on a 2,000 or 2,500 calorie diet. Daily values for some nutrients will change, while others remain the same for both calorie amounts. Your doctor may recommend specific amounts of these nutrients. Always follow your doctor's recommendations. If you've been diagnosed with heart disease, including congestive heart failure, your doctor will recommend limiting your intake of sodium. On a nutrition label, the amount of sodium per serving is listed in milligrams, as abbreviated mg. One standard recommendation, 1,500 milligrams per day, comes from the American Heart Association. Your doctor may have a different recommendation. Always follow your doctor's recommendation. Adding the sodium from each of the foods you eat every day should total less than your doctor's recommendation. There are some sodium-related terms you may see on food packagings, like sodium-free food, very low sodium food, low sodium food, reduced sodium food, and light sodium food. Each of these means something different. Remember, the nutrition facts label on the food that you eat is your guide to the actual amount of sodium. Sodium-free means less than 5 milligrams of sodium per serving. Very low sodium means 35 milligrams or less per serving. Low sodium means 140 milligrams or less per serving. Reduced or less sodium means the usual sodium level is reduced by 25% per serving. Light, for sodium-reduced products, means the food is low-calorie or low-fat, and the sodium is reduced by at least 50% per serving. Light in sodium means if sodium is reduced by at least 50% per serving. Adding flavor is the most well-known function of salt. This table shows just how much sodium is in common table salt. Here's a quiz. What is the number of teaspoons of table salt that would exceed the American Heart Association recommendation of less than 1,500 milligrams per day? 1/4, 1/2, 1, or 1 1/2? If you said 1, you're right. Only 1 teaspoon of added salt is well over the recommendation of 1,500 milligrams per day. Table salt is an important source of sodium that can't be found on any label. In general, when you read nutrition labels, you should be looking for foods that are high in fiber, vitamins and minerals, and low in sugar, sodium, cholesterol, and fats.